still there.
Well, of course it's still there. Not going to disappear of its own accord, is it?
Well, I was hoping I might have dreamt it.
Well, you haven't. More's the pity.
What are we going to do? Well, we're going to have to move it.
Oh, no. No. We're not going to have to move it. No.
Who is then?
The idiots that put it there in the first place. The garden centre. That's who's going to have to move it.
And do you think they will?
I'm not going to give them any choice in the matter. I paid for the soil and I paid for the delivery. Now, delivery means in a proper place and in a suitable manner, not just dumped on your front doorstep.
There's so much of it. I'm sure we'll find there's far too much.
Not when it's spread evenly, Mavis, which is how soil should be. In fact, that's how it starts off, isn't it? Takes a garden centre run by imbeciles to turn it into a hazard for low-flying aircraft.
Morning.
Who are you talking to?
Well, there's Mr. Sugden and Emily. No, quite a little crowd gathering.
Well, they want to hope it doesn't rain, or else they will have a mess.
What on earth is it for?
Some kind of fertility symbol, is it?
I think what it needs is a little gnome. A garden gnome sitting on the top.
You're not still on about Kevin Webster, are you? Can't get him out of your mind, can you?
No.
Ah, here he is then, the man himself. You've seen this, have you?
Well, of course I've seen it. I could hardly miss it, could I?
So what's it in aid of then?
It's not in aid of anything. It's not meant to be there. And I can promise you it won't be there for much longer.
Well, I hope so, because it's taking some of our light away, you know.
Yeah, we can hardly see anything. I thought it was an eclipse.
I can assure you it will be removed as soon as is humanly possible.
Very good. Come, Stephanie.
Rightio.
Wherever has it come from?
Oh, it's just a misunderstanding with the garden centre. I can't imagine what they were thinking.
You got planning permission for this, have you?
It's not intended to be permanent.
Oh, is it not? I'm glad it's not me that's got the job of shifting it. And can I point out that if it's still here after sunset, it'll want lighting and bollards?
So go on then. What are you doing today?
Well, we're opening the cafe as usual. Oh, still lovely.
Yeah?
And then we're closing at the normal time, and then we are cleaning it from top to bottom.
Oh, aye.
Just like I've done with you. Eh? Nicky, get a move on.
Haven't got my dinner money.
It's all right, I'll see to that. You just go and clean your teeth. And you?
Well, you know I'm on late, don't you?
Yeah, I've spoken to Audrey. She's going to pick up the kids, give them the tea, and bring them back round here about 7.
Good old Audrey, hey, that woman's a saint.
There's some washing in the machine. Will you put it on the line when it's ready?
Yeah, OK.
And you're going to have to forage around for your own dinner, because I haven't had time to do anything.
I'll find my own dinner. Just because you're 3 months pregnant, you've got 2 kids to look after, and you're working a 12-hour day. That's no excuse, woman.
Have you got any change? It's $3.20 for Nicky's dinner money.
Yeah. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Oh, it's Superwoman.
If I make out a list, you pick up some shopping for me.
OK.
Look, I thought I explained this once. It's better for all concerned if I stay where I am.
I know, but... Well, I had my mum and dad going out with me all night again last night. Why? Why doesn't he want to live here with us?
Well, honestly, I don't think that's fair.
I mean, my mum keeps our house like a palace. You've seen it.
Yes, I know that,
Dad's
but
always saying there's none of us ever poorly because no germs could survive a mum's cleaning.
Yes, I know, but
well,
is
he
it...
feels me mate and all that, don't get me wrong, but I can hardly see her as it's like a palace.
No, but
I'd be able to save ever so much quicker because my mum and dad wouldn't want any rent.
No,
I
Kim,
just don't understand what you've got against the idea unless...
What?
This isn't what I think, it's just something my mum said. Only when she said it, I didn't know what to answer.
What?
It seems to her that you're looking for an excuse to put off our wedding as long as you can.
Oh, well, that's...
I said you weren't, but then she just carried on against him. Well, why doesn't he want to live with us? I just didn't know what to answer. Oh.
Hey, you two lovebirds, Mr. Holsworth's here.
Thanks, Vera.
Oh, I just thought you might want to straighten your clothes.
I don't think it's very fair of your mother to say things like that, which certainly aren't true. I am not trying to postpone this wedding. It's just that I feel I'm entitled to decide where I live until...
well, Miss Taylor, if you could carry on with that, please. Thank you.
Oh.
Mr. Holdsworth, you looking for me?
I am, as a matter of fact. You know I'm disappearing at lunch.
Ah, yes, head office.
I am indeed. And I think the purpose of my visit might be of some interest to you.
Oh?
Top of the agenda, confirmation of managerial appointments.
Ah.
And I don't think I'd be giving away any secrets when I say that today might well be the day when Mr. Watts, trainee assistant manager, will be trainee no longer. I'll catch you later.
Hi, Mum.
Hello, love.
Oh, hello. Hey, do you want a cup of tea?
If only I had time, Mum. Honestly, if everybody were as busy as me, places like this were closed down, they would.
No, I just want a quick word with Gail. Now, I just want to make sure I've got it right. Am I picking up the kiddies, or are you dropping them round?
Well, I was hoping you'd pick them up.
Yeah, I knew it was that. Only Alfie told me different. Do you know, that man, he can remember a whole week's bread order down to the last slice, but anything else, clueless.
But you can pick them up?
Yes.
And you'll give them the tea?
Yes.
And you take them back home about 7. And take your key in case I'm not there.
Don't worry. Do you know, I knew it was that in my mind, but it's just that he made me wonder. Oh, right, I'll see you. Ta-ra.
I'll see you, Mum.
Oh, bye, Audrey. Are we really going to be doing this cleaning?
Of course we are.
Only, Mike was wanting to go out.
Alma?
But you know, I must be getting just like Alfie. It had completely slipped my mind. Only I did say that I would be home and ready when he got back.
Then you'll have to just ring him and tell him otherwise.
Well, couldn't we do it another night?
No, we can't, Alma. I've made arrangements now. Look, this is important.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if you've noticed, but this cafe has been very quiet since those rumours about food poisoning started.
You can't put it down to that.
Well, what would you put it down to?
Hot weather? People going on holidays?
Alma, we are going to clean this cafe.
All right. It's just that, well, perhaps we oughtn't to be the ones to do it.
Who else?
Well, you know, like some industrial cleaners.
And how much do you think they'd cost? They not only clean the cafe, they clean the till out as well. No, Alma, we are doing it tonight. And if you don't want to do it, I'll do it on my own.
Oh! That is blackmail.
Call it what you like.
All right, I'll go and phone Mike.
Up to you.
No, it is not up to me. You rule me with a rod of iron, Gail. And you know it.
What's that load of muck doing outside your house, then?
It's not doing anything, Mrs. Pierce. It was left there by mistake.
Oh, it's not a molehill, then?
No, it is not a molehill.
Quarter sarsaparilla drops, love. What are you going to do about it, then?
Well, Derek's arranging for it to be taken round the back where it should have been left in the first place. Now, is there anything else?
No time.
Right, that's £1.25.
Morning.
Morning, love. Hey, what's all that soil doing outside your house?
We were hoping you wouldn't ask that.
Why?
Bit of a touchy subject.
She says it's a mistake. It's beyond me how a load like that could land on you by mistake.
We bought that soil at the garden centre. It should have been delivered to the back garden, but it was, by mistake, left at the front. Now, I hope that answers all your questions.
If you wanted it somewhere special, you should have made that clear in the first place.
Well, it is soil, earth. Where else could I possibly want it but in the garden?
Well, I can't read your mind, can I?
Oh, can you not? Well, let me explain then. I want that soil moving into my back garden.
Well, we can sell you a barrow, if that's what you're short of, or a spade.
I'm not come here to buy anything. I'm not going to move that soil. I want you to move it.
Yeah, I suppose if I were in your shoes, I'd want me to move it as well.
Oh, so you will then?
No chance. Because I'm not in your shoes, am I? I'm in mine. And I've got better things to do with my time than borrow 10 tons of topsoil from your front doorstep to your back garden just because you didn't give us full and proper instructions in the first place.
Hey, Betty. What? You'll know this Ken Barlow. He used to live next door to here, won't you?
Ken, yeah. Known him for donkey's years.
What kind of a fella is he?
I think Mrs. Bishop here knows him as well as anybody. What would you say, Mrs. Bishop?
What is it you want to know? Well, it's just his teaching my lads. And all I've ever seen of him has either been leaving his wife or getting into fights in here.
Well, that's not a very fair impression. I mean, Ken's a very nice person.
He is, yes, and I'm sure he's an excellent teacher. Oh, well, I'm relieved to hear it.
No, you do surprise me, you do.
What?
All this hymns of praise for Ken Barlow when he's made a mess of everything, hasn't he? Made a mess of his business, made a mess of his family. Even the woman he ran away with has threw him out now, hasn't she?
I'm sure Ken would admit that he's made mistakes, but then which of us wouldn't?
No, but you can't even blame it on drink, because he was somewhat similar to Percy here, one of the Half a Bitter Brigade, sipping at it, as if he was frightened he was going to wet his throat.
Well, I thought that would be something in his favour.
Betty, love, for a man to make a fool of himself in drink, now that is understandable. But for a fellow who sips half a bitter to make a fool of himself, there's something sadly wrong with that man, because that man has got no excuse, love.
Half a bitter, please, Tina. And,
I'll have a pineapple juice.
And a pineapple
Right,
juice,
coming up. So he just refused.
Yes, and was extremely insolent into the bargain. More or less suggested it was all my fault.
What are we going to do?
Well, it can't stay there, that's for sure.
No.
There's nothing else for it. I'll just have to don the old gardening clothes and set to with a will.
Derek, it'll take you forever.
Yes, but what's the alternative?
£1.30, please.
Oh, there we are.
Cheers.
And I'm tied up at work all afternoon, so I won't be able to make a start until this evening.
I just wish I could help.
Well, if Rita could spare you... You know where the spade is, don't you?
70 pence change.
Thank you.
And can I just say something?
Yes?
Did you know that somebody had left a great pile of soil outside your front door?
Well, I won't be back before closing, so perhaps we can meet this evening for a social glass and I'll relay any news there might be.
Yes, I'd appreciate that.
Right. So fingers crossed, and who knows, there might be something worth celebrating.
I'm sorry, Curly, I'm sorry.
What's the matter?
Well, I think my mum and dad are right. I don't think you want to get married to me.
Oh, for goodness sake.
So I'm releasing you.
You what?
Here, you ring. Now you won't have to worry about marrying because we're not even engaged.
Disinfectant. Cleaner. Half a dozen heads of rubber gloves.
I bet you can't wait to get started.
Do you know, I'm really looking forward to it. Are we really going to be doing all these walls?
Every inch.
Do you know, if I break just one nail, I shall never forgive you. Do you know that?
Get going, mate.
Now, here's two strapping young men. Bit of hard work wouldn't do you any harm, would it?
Probably, yeah. Well, it always has done before.
Well, there's a neighbour of yours in need of help. When I was your age, I'd rolled my sleeves up and got myself round there.
And where? Oh, Percy, you do go round the houses sometime. Mrs. Wilton wants a pile of soil shifting.
Oh, from across the road.
That's right.
Oh, we didn't put it there, honest. Nobody's saying you did. But I'm just saying it'd be a very neighbourly act you went out and moved it for her.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, I've got a lot of homework on.
Oh, yeah, that's right, and I've got to help you.
I don't know. When I was their age, I'd have jumped at a challenge like that.
You're not half the man you are, Percy. And they wouldn't be even if you put the two of them together.
You know, for a daft old woman, you do talk sense sometimes.
I believe you've got some soil you want shifting.
Yes, we have. Why?
No, I was just wondering, we'll shift it for you if you like.
Oh, really? Oh, that is kind of. Rita isn't that kind.
Ask him how much.
Oh, you mean for money?
Yes, say 10 quid between us and we'll shift a lot.
£10? Oh, I don't know.
5.
Have you seen how much there is?
Yes, I have. And I'd say you two would have cleared it in a couple of hours, so I reckon a 5 is the going rate.
Yeah, I think 5 sounds very fair.
Sorry, it's either a 10 or we're going to have to forget it.
Right then, let's go.
Oh, well, all right then. As long as you can have it moved by the time my husband gets home.
Well, what time will that be?
Oh, probably about 6 o'clock.
Right then, better get a move on. Just dump this stuff, then we'll be round.
Thank you. Oh, I better go and show them where everything is. Oh, Rita, I know you think I'm paying them too much, but oh, it'll be worth it just to see the smile on Derek's face.
I just don't know whether I've done the right thing.
Look, do you want to be engaged to me, don't you?
Yeah.
Then I don't think you've done the right thing, no.
But does he want to be engaged to me?
You have to ask him.
You see, I've been thinking. Perhaps he didn't want to move in with us because he didn't feel he could trust himself. I mean, it'd be a big temptation, wouldn't it, us both living under the same roof?
Yeah, well, I suppose there is that, yeah.
And I can understand that because, well, that'd be a big temptation for me too.
Right.
So all this time he's been thinking of us and what's best for both of us. And all I've done is said terrible things to him and given him his ring back.
Well, look, you just have to tell him you're sorry and that you've changed your mind.
Probably won't ever want to speak to me again, Vera.
Of course he will.
This is a staff announcement. Will Miss Taylor please come to the manager's office?
There you see, he's asking for you.
Bet it's got something to do with work.
No.
Will Miss Taylor please come immediately to the manager's office? Miss Taylor, please, immediately.
That doesn't sound like work to me. That sounds like somebody desperate.
Oh, ready?
Yeah, don't you... we might be running a risk.
Risk?
Well, I mean, if people find out what we're doing, I mean, all this cleaning, well, I mean, it's as good as condemning ourselves. It's like owning up to poisoning people in the first place.
Good try, Alma.
Oh, no, listen, I'm perfectly serious.
I know it's a perfectly serious attempt to get out of a bit of hard work, only you're not getting out of it. So can we get on, please?
Certainly.
Can I take the racing page out of this and leave you to sell the rest for somebody else? Eh?
No, you can't.
They're doing a wonderful job, Rita. They're really setting to.
Well, they'll need to.
Yeah.
What's this?
Oh, the two McDonald boys. They're moving that soil from the front of our house.
What soil?
Are you joking?
About what?
Haven't you seen it?
Seen what?
That great pile of soil that's been dumped out there. You must have walked past it 5 times.
Rita, I've got a lot on my mind to notice every little bit of thing.
Every little bit of thing. It's enormous.
How long have you had them glasses?
Listen, I remember reading about a fellow called Albert Einstein. Maybe you've heard of him. He's famous. I don't know what he's famous for.
He's a scientist.
Oh, probably. Anyway, Albert used to go out in hail, rain and snow with nothing on his back, nothing on his head, just a pair of carpet slippers on.
No wonder he was famous.
Because he was that preoccupied with what was on his mind, he didn't even notice the weather, did he?
Well?
So there.
Well, I bet Mrs. Einstein had something to cope with.
Derek's going to be so pleased. I mean, he'll be driving home thinking of all that work ahead of him, and he'll get out of the car and he'll look. Well, he's going to be amazed, isn't he?
You know, you're really looking forward to this, aren't you?
I am. I'm almost glad they left the soil there now in the first place.
Well, I'd never have believed it.
Neither would I.
Well done, lads. That's the spirit.
Hang on. Now, just hang on a minute. Can I ask one question?
Oh, what now? Come on, Mum, we've got to get on.
For you two to be working like this, you've either done something terrible, which you're trying to make up for, or you reckon you're being paid over the odds. Now, which is it?
Paid over the odds.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh. Carry on, then.
And then he called her into office, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, said he was sorry and asked her if she'd take the ring back.
Yeah, he did.
And she said she would.
Oh, and then he put it back on my finger. But I had to take it off again, you know, 'cause we're at work, but all the same.
Do you know?
What?
I was one place away from a 5-horse accumulator today, just one place.
Take the notice of him, you know. When we got engaged, I had to buy the ring to give to him for him to give me it back again.
I don't know. Oh, you know, I think I value it so much more now. I've run the risk of losing it.
Oh.
Oh, doesn't it look nice?
Of course he does. Hey, sit yourself down so you won't be long.
Thanks, Vera.
I hope so. Got to be back in work in half hour.
Don't forget, I've got an arrangement to meet Holdsworth later.
Oh, yeah, that's when he makes you up to assistant manager, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, we don't know yet, so let's not count our chickens, eh?
Of course you'll get made up. And about time and all.
When I think I nearly ruined everything with my stupid ideas. Oh, I'm so lucky. I'm that lucky.
Mavis?
Oh, I'm here.
Mavis? I mean, what?
Oh, it's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, but how? Where?
Well, I just thought I'd save you the job.
Oh, Mavis.
Well, I didn't want you coming home.
You must be exhausted. You must have been at it all afternoon.
No, I haven't done it. I got the two McDonald boys to move it.
Oh.
They worked ever so hard.
Well, let's go and see what sort of a job they've made of it then, shall we? Oh, no!
What?
Well, they should have spread it out, not just piled it up again.
Well, I just asked them to move it. I didn't know.
Well, you might as well not have bothered. I mean, I'm still stuck with the job of spreading it out.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll know to leave well alone next time.
No, it's only that I just wish that... Ah, hello.
Mavis made the earth move for you, did she, Derek?
Yes, she did, but she won't be doing it again. He can make his own earth move next time.
Excuse me. Mavis?
Hey, do you know what would be a really good trick now?
What?
Well, wait until it's dark and then cart all this round the front.
You wouldn't?
No.
I hope you've got it, Curly. Honest, I do.
Does that mean more brass?
No, not straight away, no.
That's a waste of time, isn't it?
Not to Curly. He wants to have the right title.
Give me what title they like, as long as they put the brass up.
Cheers. Cheers. Well, my recommendations were unanimously accepted, so I am delighted to say, Norman, that you are now a fully fledged assistant manager. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, that's marvellous.
In fact, I can't say more. There are those at head office who see you as the coming man.
Really?
Oh, really, yes. In fact, there's no limits to the heights you can go. You must look to the stars. But if I could give you one word of advice.
Please.
See, this firm we both work for, it's a very forward-looking and progressive one. But it does tend to frown on liaisons between management and staff. Now, rightly or wrongly, that's not for me to say, but it does. And I can't help but notice that you and Miss Taylor have been increasingly in each other's company. Well, I'm not trying to pry. All I'm saying is, the future is there lying ahead. Supermarkets of your choice, the hypermarket at Widnes even. But I shouldn't fantasise about having Miss Taylor at your side when you get there. Are you with me?
Oh, yes.
Cheers. Cheers.
Towards 6?
Yeah.
You know, with the real emergency.
What's that?
Oh, that's brilliant, haven't we? Give way to oncoming traffic.
Martin?
Gail? What's up?
Oh, Martin!
What's happened? In the cafe we were cleaning, she had a fall. And we thought she was starting to lose the baby.
No.
No, so I called an ambulance. Look, I better catch up.
Go on, I'll see to this.
Let's get through.
Alma, come on, it's through here. Excuse me, mate.